Hello, hello, and welcome back to Password. I think we'll just continue along with Orlando's route. The two of us headed back upstairs towards the dining room, with Orlando continuing to the kitchen while I settled in at the table with the others, pouring myself a cup of coffee. Okay, day 7. What happened on day 7? Orlando gave me a wave as he noticed me looking his way. He seemed happy, and my immediate thought was that someone so happy just couldn't be a murderer, could they? It ran in his family so far, or at least that's what I got after the revelation from yesterday. Oh, the pumpkin! Right. I tilted my head, confused.
Dave, mind giving me a hand?
Oh, sure. Orlando started to head towards the kitchen, motioning over his shoulder for me to follow. He entered the kitchen first, holding the door open for me so I could step inside. But no sooner than I was clear of the door, he snapped it shut, looking around as if to check if we were alone. Orlando?
Yeah?
What are you doing?
Just making sure we're alone. I wanted to talk about something.
Oh, what? About,
This morning, at the vault. I haven't stopped thinking about it. I wonder if telling Haas that we got it open was the right idea or not.
Well, I scratched my head, now wondering the same thing. He didn't seem decided on it, but decided on it if we were just delusional or messing with him, which was better than him outright not believing us, right? Oh, that's I don't know, that music looks a bit loud, sorry. Didn't even notice.
I keep thinking, what if I can't stop what I saw from happening? What if what happens in my fault is my fault?
Orlando starts to shake, sniffling quietly, moving to wipe his eyes on the back of his arm. Hey, Orlando, it's okay.
Is it?
Well, if what I saw was true, then you'd be dead now, right? So, whatever we see, we can undo, or stop from happening, right?
Yeah. But that means there's multiple words, and maybe they don't always work for everyone. Then I lucked into the word that showed me your death. I was just guessing. I must have gone through so many words just trying to find something that worked. How did you get the one for me to work?
I went to answer before finding I didn't really have one ready. How did I know what to put in? Was it just a guess or a sudden flash of inspiration? Orlando watched me as I mouthed random syllables, trying to find an adequate place to start my explanation. I don't know.
Really? You're sure?
Honest, fear starts to take root, and making me shudder. Was I being puppeted into doing things I wasn't aware of? Guided into making choices that I couldn't fully comprehend? Yes. By me. I started to shuffle around, uncomfortable in my own skin. Orlando, I don't know. Something. Maybe I was just lucky. I don't like that. I don't like that that's it, though.
I believe you, Dave. Whatever you tell me, I'll believe, no matter what.
Anything?
Anything. I choose to believe you, believe in you, and everything that we can accomplish together. And I feel okay with that. I get the feeling that leaving would be a bad idea. We just have to get through the month, right?
I eyed Orlando carefully, now uncertain if he was alluding to something that someone else had told me recently. I went to ask before he continued my thought for me.
It's just a feeling I get that if we left earlier and ran away from this, we'd be doing more harm than good. But that's silly, right? It's not like we'd all just disappear, right?
And no one gave this to you as a warning? This is just a thought you had?
If someone had told me that was actually the case, I'd probably be a mess. At least this way I can put it down to me just being worried too much. But the risk, is it worth taking, Dave? Is it worth risking someone else's life to save your own? If I had to choose, then I'd want to try and make sure everyone survived, but...
We stood in tense silence for a few moments before Orlando spoke again.
We should get the knives. The others will probably wonder what held us up.
Oh, right. By this stage, I imagine Haas is probably telling Roswell that we're just kissing like he assumed we were doing yesterday.
I really should ask him to not spread that around, regardless of if it's true or not.
Maybe a good idea. Otherwise, Dean might get jealous, and that's not exactly something I want to deal with right now.
Right. But now, knives!
Orlando wandered over to the knife block and started picking out knives, checking their sharpness before setting them aside for use or putting them back in the block. When he had a few, I helped him carry them back to the dining room. Okay. Interesting. Oh no. This is the one I found, see? I pulled it out properly and showed it over to Orlando. Tauros, right?
Looks like to me.
I looked to Sal, who had his hands retreating from atop his head, but I didn't catch what he was doing with them. What were you doing?
Like the moo cow? Well, yeah. This puts us further in the lead now, right? Week down and what, 2 medals?
Hey, it's a start.
And we're winning! Yeah. Heard you the first time. Well, if we're already messy, mind if I borrow you for a little longer?
For what?
Just to finish this pumpkin prep work. Wouldn't mind an extra set of hands. And given you're already a mess, we can't get that much messier by helping out a little, right?
I grumbled. I folded my arms over my chest, the feeling of the damp fabric pressing against my fur.
Come on, won't take long, promise.
Okay, I'm coming. Well, in that case, I'm going to go shower. Me too. Meet back up in a little bit. Orlando and I split from Roswell, heading towards the kitchen. Seemed like Dean and Sal were just going to hang out for a little bit longer before going to get cleaned up too. When we got in, I ran into Ty, holding a cup of coffee. Oh, he cares. This is best boy. He went and made me coffee? Bruh.
Go shower already.
I'm helping Orlando first. I gesture wildly to Orlando, pouting despite the growing smirk on Ty's face.
Sure, pup. Just make sure you get clean after. Not really in the mood to wash you again. Remember, brush in my room if you need it.
I shuffle out of Tyson's way as he wandered past, patting me lightly on the head as he did so. Looking to Orlando, he seemed rattled about something, but didn't know where to start asking. Thinking back on it, there were many times where Ty had behaved like that in front of others. Usually, it was all behind closed doors. It wasn't usually many times, yeah. So, you probably have questions.
Yes, I have questions. He was like a completely different person right now. What happened there? Why?
Because Ty's just a lovely guy when you get to know him. Ty's just,
This makes me wonder if I should update my, shipping chart.
Oh, no, it's not like that at all. Ty's just Ty.
Do you like him? Sorry, maybe a better question. Do you like him in the way that as you do Dean?
I felt my cheeks go red, but Orlando approached and clapped me on the shoulders.
Sorry, I shouldn't pry. But I'll teach you all I know anyway. Maybe make sure you land that bear and, well, all the good stuff that comes after.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Great, but first, help me bag up this pumpkin.
We start portioning out the pumpkin and bagging it up for storing it in the freezer. Or more accurately, Orlando would portion and I would bag.
So, I've been thinking about something.
About what?
So,
Orlando sighed out, whipping his hands on a tea towel before looking at me again.
I really like Sal.
Right?
So I'm going to ask him out.
Well, really?
Absolutely. After all, best lead by example, so you can ask Dean out.
So, he's been asking me out?
And how well has that gone? Look, maybe it's a sign you should be the one asking him. But I guess I see the appeal in someone asking you out. The important thing is not leaving the opportunity slip by you. Feelings you may have, or stopping a friend dying.
We had a few moments of silence between us as I processed what Orlando had said. My mind reeled, flashing between the friends outside the kitchen, how they were in danger, how I loved them, and how if I loved any of them more than that. Orlando,
We'll find that happily ever after, Dave. I promise, whatever it takes, I'll get us there.
Really?
Promise. It's what best friends are for, right?
He came in close, giving me a tight squeeze, and it made me feel better. He pulled away, moving his hands to my shoulder, then up to my cheeks. Orlando held my gaze, voice lowering to something akin to an intimate whisper.
Now go get clean. I can take it from here.
I stared wide-eyed at him, wondering if I was about to be kissed, but before it happened, he pulled away, trying to the pumpkin with his cheeks red as if nothing happened. Okay, I'll go get clean. My next move was to shuffle away awkwardly, mine filled with ideas that I hadn't considered before. Making out with Orlando, making out with Dean, maybe a little bit with Tyson, if by some coincidence he was gay. We know it. But at the same time, that feeling of dread, whose life needed to be saved next? Was it going to be Orlando again? Someone else? Between the two of us, it seemed less of a burden when I assumed it was only me responsible for stopping things from happening. I think I'd have rather it just be a nightmare that passed as opposed to the new reality we found ourselves in. I made my way upstairs in a daze, taking a much-needed shower. Sorry, I'm going to move my microphone a bit. There we go. Oh, yeah, it happened on day 7? Oh, poor Orlando. I looked from Sal back towards the foyer and had to run through on his way upstairs. No one else seemed to be moving, almost as if we were all trying to figure out how best to handle the situation. By the time I looked back, Sal was marching towards the kitchen, with Dean leaving my side in pursuit. With Sal seemingly getting a backup he needed, I decided to head back up to check in on Orlando. He left his bedroom door open, so on my approach I could hear his saddening wails and sobs without even entering. I pushed the door open more gently, sliding inside and closing it behind me, keeping the volume of my voice low. Orlando? His breathing was ragged, almost to the point of being hiccups. Honestly, he looked a mess, his face wet and glistening, slightly from the tears. Hey! I wandered over to the side of the bed, Orlando rolling on his side and abandoning the pillow he was hugging to wipe his face, and look to me.
I don't...
All I could think was to just hug him, a gesture he returned immediately, clutching me as if I were a lifeline.
I don't understand, Dave.
Patting his back as at this point seemed appropriate, rubbing it slowly, wide circles across his shoulders and back.
I didn't think I was this invested. I made a mistake. I've ruined what I had with Sal. I just know it. I shouldn't have dived right in. I should have just been more tactful. I was wrong to be jealous of Dean. He's just so confident about it.
Orlando pulled away from me to properly wipe his face, and his sighed out, deflated. I wasn't sure if there was anything I could do to help here, given my own lack of experience. But I wanted to confront him, anyhow. Comfort him. Would another hug be appropriate? Maybe some advice, if I could think of some. I breathed in deeply, slowly, preparing myself. Well, I'd be terrible at giving advice, and I don't like physically getting touched. So... I guess just Hagu. They seem intimate like that. I shifted closer to him, placing a hand on his arm. Comforting Orlando was harder than I gave it credit for. He was my best friend, so I was worried that somehow I was going to screw this up, and with how uncertain I was being. Orlando! Slowly, he turned to me, hands shaking, our eyes locked, and he sniffled, corners of his mouth quivering.
Dave?
I forced a smile, not sure what to say, but Orlando apparently knew what to do next. He held me carefully by the arms, steadying himself before in a flash he pressed forward to kiss me. It wasn't anything that lasted for longer than a moment, but it caught me off guard. It wasn't my first kiss, thanks to the one he'd given me the day prior, during practice, but this felt off. This wasn't the Orlando I knew. Orlando must have realized what he'd done soon after and started smattering again, stopping only after I threw myself at him, hugging him around the neck, so I let him hug around the middle, holding me firmly without being too tight.
I'm sorry, Dave. I don't know what's...
No, it's okay. I think I know how you're feeling, or at least I remember what it's like to be this sad, to feel like you've ruined a potential friendship. At least for me, I can say it worked out all right. It took some talking things out, but it felt better afterwards. But he hugged me like this, and I felt better.
He? Who?
I shook my head quickly. Doesn't matter. What matters is that maybe you shouldn't talk like this with you should talk this out with Sal. Clear the air. I get the impression he may be hurting too. There was a knock at the door. Both of us looked across to it with bated breath. I got up, carefully making my way over to the door while Orlando stayed on his bed. Breathing in again, I opened the door. On the other side was Sal, poised to knock again, but lowered his hand as he looked down to meet my gaze, almost as if expecting someone taller. I stepped aside, looking to Orlando, who was trying to compose himself on the bed as Sal got closer. Sal went and sat down. I figured it'd be best to let them have some privacy and headed back to meet up with the others. Okay. Okay, this scene. Yeah, we gotta just go down the list. The good boy, Tyson. We have to stay. We can't just go follow Tyson. Okay. Oh. Who am I asking again? What's the question? Well, I mean, I guess I just have to ask Orlando since we're on the Orlando route. I look over to Orlando, going to ask about his family, but finding him staring at me as if preempting the question. So, I know your family with the banking and whatever, but, any brothers or sisters I missed?
Nope. Outside my parents, I spent a lot of my time with my video games. Whoa, that seems lonely.
It can be, depending. Friends become your family, to the point where you get really protective of them. I looked to Roswell, wondering if that claim was the reason he had been behaving odd. At the same time, though, I wondered if that was why I had become too defensive of Tyson. Friends really do become family.
Having siblings, even just one, is a blessing. Orlando is much like this to me. Oh, Sal, maybe I'm flattered, but
A sinking feeling found a home in my gut, thinking back to what I'd talked about to Orlando. I forgot how to spell word. Where's my notepad file? There you are. Okay, we'll minimize you. We'll move you to the side. Yeah. Okay. Like, I'm gonna type in betrayal, but let me know if there's if you don't do anything and do peacekeeper. Do you miss anything irrelevant? In like the individual routes. I'm a little bit curious about that.
oh boy.
What?
Well, I already kind of knew about him opening it once already. Anything good up behind it, pup?
No. The door doesn't actually really open, I guess.
You sort of just,
What? Well, it kind of gives you visions, maybe. Visions?
Of someone dead, yeah. First time he did it, it was me.
Yeah. The last one, though, was Benson. Oh, okay. Yeah.
Dave already knows this, but he's not the only one that's gotten the thing to work. I've seen something too.
Oh, okay, so everyone's going and looking, and you're like a little. Oh yeah, where you go spend the night. Oh, so it's the same in every route. Okay. When I entered the room, my eyes turned to Orlando, who was splattered out merrily. The cold lingering from my time spent waiting in the museum made me all the more eager to cuddle up with my friend. He wouldn't mind, right?
Dave, why are you still up? You look cold.
Me being so close must have woken him, or maybe he was only resting his eyes. Yeah, I'm cold. His tone was as warm as was the smile that I could make out in the dark.
Well, come here then.
I had to stop myself, diving on him, with him wrapping his arms around me as soon as I'd laid down. Orlando was warm, smelled slightly of cinnamon, and made me think of breakfast. I sighed, relaxed. Thanks, Orlando. He thumbed happily, cuddling me back as sleep started to take me. Ugh, okay. As I woke up, I felt oddly rested for everything that had been running through my mind when I went to sleep. I must have slept alright. Yeah, I can. Oh. I was toasty warm, a slight sigh escaping as I cuddled into the mess of a dragon that I'd fallen asleep next to. I was just how I remembered falling asleep, cradled by Orlando's arms, cuddled for both comfort and warmth. With my ears pressed up against his front, I could hear the low rumble in his chest, along with his heartbeat. I wasn't sure if it was just how dragons purred, or if that was the sound of his fire going on in there, but it was nice to listen to. I just lay there for a bit, basking in the warmth. It wasn't often that I got to enjoy this, with Orlando rarely getting the opportunity to sleep over. But every now and again, we fell asleep, ending up like this, in something like this. Rarely this close, though. The minutes ticked by before I nudged Orlando gently, trying to rouse him from sleep.
Hey, why are you poking me?
The comment came out immediately, kept in a hushed tone. Oh, you're awake already?
Me? Been awake for a little while now. You were just so, comfy I didn't want to disturb you.
I feel like I'm sitting next to a fireplace. It's nice.
Well, don't, need to get up just yet. Did you sleep okay?
All right, I guess. How about you? Orlando backed off as he so he could sit up and stretch, quickly throwing a pillow over his lap. So over his lap as he did so. Okay.
Nope. Too bad, all things considered. Not too bad, all things considered. But we'll see how today goes. I did make a mess of things. I guess I sort of forgot about it with what happened with you.
I put a hand on Orlando's shoulder as I looked back to the others. Roswell was happily spooning his pillow, fast asleep. Whatever he was dreaming must have been pleasant. By comparison, Haas was looking equally peaceful, but not as happy as Roswell. He too seemed to be asleep, or resting on his side. What's the plan with that?
Probably talk to Sal a bit more. If he'll let me, it's a start. But I'm still a bit shaken. Some more closure would be nice.
That seems good. If there's anything I can do, let me know, though. I shouldn't put my drink right out of arm's reach, but it's funnier this way, right? Oh, thanks for letting us sleep in your room, Haas.
Not a problem, Dave. Now scram so I can get changed.
I filed out of the room to head back to my room so I could get changed. But on my way over, I noticed Orlando waiting by the door into his room, half hiding behind it as watching me as I went by. Is everything okay?
Mind if we chat a little bit? Won't be long, promise.
Oh, sure, what's up? I wandered into Orlando's room, with him closing the door behind me as soon as I was in. I was getting similar vibe similar to the day before when he cornered me in the kitchen. Ugh.
Be honest. Everything about yesterday, last night, you telling me the truth, right?
I frowned, giving Orlando a look. Of course I was telling the truth. You're not thinking I lied about that, right?
No, not really. Just, well...
There was a few moments of silence before Orlando continued, notably picking his words carefully.
Maybe. I just feel like coming clean might have been the wrong thing to do.
But...
No, hear me out on this. What if the person behind it can also do what we can do, or get the vault to work, right?
But then, why would that matter? We can just undo everything we see, so...
Can we? We don't even know how it works! What if the person behind it was just listening in and just changed how they did things to make it harder for us to stop them?
I gulped, sinking into my shoulders. This was bad, or I get the impression this is this was my fault all the same. Oh no.
I might try to ask Sal and see what he thinks.
Is that wise?
Why wouldn't it be?
Well, after yesterday, what happened?
Oh, right. I think you might have a point, but I don't want to stop hanging out with him.
I expected you to be less okay with what happened. You and him must have had some talk, huh?
Well, we did, yes. There's a few things about that, though. Secrets were shared. I sort of wish there were more to it, but no, just talking. Don't think I was prepared for what he told me, though.
Was it bad? What did he say?
Sorry, Dave. That's not my secret to share.
Oh. Well, did you want to hug it out?
Yes, please.
We wrapped our arms around one another, near the same time, embracing one another.
Well, I don't know about you, but my plan is to put on some pants. What about you?
Probably the same. I contemplated telling Orlando about my meeting with Oz. After all, it seems as though Orlando wasn't on his radar as far as being able to get the Vault to work, but maybe it was best I didn't for now. It was hard enough to try piecing together what I should be doing and saying without throwing Orlando's worries into the mix, and if I was being honest with myself, part of me wanted to use this chance to rise up and prove I could be more useful. Got some things I need to think over too, but that can wait until after coffee.
Well, in that case, guess I'll see you down there.
Yep, see you in a bit. I head back to my room, getting changed in a fresh set of clothes before heading back down to see the others. Oh. Hanging out with the Benson. I mean, I like to do the help. I don't know if it's like, if... I don't know. It's fine. Okay, so we're gonna save. I'm gonna put this save up here. Right? Actually, let me... Yeah, I still have that save. Or do I? Did I do this right? Yeah. Yeah, that looks about right. Go back to 5. So... my plan is after I do all the A routes, I'll then do all the B routes. Does that sound okay? Is that a decent plan? You know, I think that sounds okay. So we will support Benson. Yep, just 8. Clean dishes. We are a good boy, and we will do the glass first, so it's nice and clean. And Benson will do things. Then we'll talk to this lad, Roswell. That's his name. I didn't forget. Shut up. I have great memory when I want to be good at memory. Whoa. Well, we're gonna check in on these fools. How much is this scene the same? Okay. Would you be willing to give him a shot, Orlando?
I don't know.
Oh, go on.
What's the worst he could do? Worst he could happen?
What's the worst he could happen? Okay.
Well, I suppose you're right.
Right, you like... Oh. Which one was this one? Oh, we have to ask about, like... We ask Haas, right? So that he can show us the... For what it's worth, the shirt looks fine. Cute, even. What?
The design, it's cute.
Oh, thanks, but that's not what I wanted to talk about.
Well, I'm all ears.
Have you been here before? Haas? Yeah, that's... I don't know. Haas reads differently after playing his route. He's super cute, though. He might be my second favorite now. Behind Tyson, of course. So, like, you know, you have Tyson and Haas. I still think Dean's kind of cute. You know, just like how what Dave said, like, the attention is nice. Even though I would hate that sort of attention in real life, I think. But, you know, in Fantasyland. I scrunch up my nose as I try to think things over. Haas knew about the library, so he'd either been here before or just found another room, right? But if he'd been here before, did that mean he was behind the others dying? The thought sent a chill down my spine. The other option was that he was Oz, which meant he was trying to help, right? Why doesn't this... But it doesn't... Okay. Is Haas the only way to get down here? Like, if I chose to do Orlando in that scene, would that have gone thing? Would that have not thing? I don't know. My eyes were drawn to the corridor leading off to the side, and down there was the staircase leading to the basement. I wasn't thinking about it working out, but the vault. Why was there another door like this in the library? Did the two connect as the secret passage, like the bookcase? My curiosity was drawn down into the basement before I was conscious I'd made the decision. The lights were on, though, so I knew I wasn't alone.
Oh, Dave!
Orlando? What are you doing down here?
Just thinking. I figured no one else would be down here, so good place to think things over.
Kind of creepy place to think things over, don't you think? After everything that's happened?
I know.
Orlando, are you alright? Really?
Mostly. I've been thinking about yesterday a bit. It was a big day.
No kidding.
If you could have a do-over, would you take it?
Orlando adjusted over his shoulder to the door behind him. My eyes followed.
Been wondering if there was a way this thing could do it. Maybe it's a time machine.
I don't know. It could be, but... I wandered around Orlando and poised to put something into the keypad, thinking, we can't change the past, can we?
Afraid not, Dave.
Then why ask for a do-over?
Because mind if I could do yesterday over, make different decisions, maybe say different things.
Is that how that works? Wouldn't there be two of you?
If I went back in time, wouldn't it be the day resets, and I'm the only one that remembers?
That feels like it'd be cheating, though. Why do you get to remember and no one else does?
Well, gee, thanks, Dave.
It's just, I don't know. Feels like that sort of thing could be used for evil if it was a thing that existed.
You're right. Maybe just get lucky that I'd go down differently.
Can always hope, I guess. I looked back to the vault door, thinking back to the library with a frown. Orlando?
What?
This door. Do you think there's anything behind it?
There's gotta be, right? It's a vault.
I mean, what about it? What about it just being a corridor or something?
Chances are it's just a room, right? Why else would you call it, well, you know?
I guess, but I don't know. What if it was like a bomb shelter or something?
That'd still be just a room, though.
Fair point.
I guess I'd just have to, take it in stride, right? Listen, do you want to hang out until dinner? The fuck are you two doing here?
Oh. Tyson's here. I mean, that makes sense, but... Oh, hello, Ty.
Yeah, hey. You two dorks being in here, or what? Something like that. I'm gonna work out. Was wondering what else was, who else was down here? Orlando, you look like you need a stiff drink or a nap. Short your sit out, man.
Hey, Ty, be nice.
I just said it like it is, pup. Take care of him, yeah? What just happened?
Tyson is going to go work out.
Not that. You know what? Never mind. Let's go veg until dinner. Wanna go lay on some grass and watch the clouds?
Sure, weather is nice enough for it. Okay. Well, I'll be ending the part here, so I'll see you around, everyone.